The Situation Room, Kenya's biggest conversation.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.
It's 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, and good morning. Welcome to the Situation Room this Tuesday morning, getting into the second hour of our conversations today. Ndu Dennis with you, and as we do, we're going to go into a bit of a healthy twist this morning into that conversation. But before we do that, Dennis?
I want to connect you to the fast and most reliable internet connection, that is Safaricom Home Fiber Internet. And this time round, there's a very great offer. And the offer, you want to grab the offer right now because it's only valid up to the 31st of August. But let me just back up a bit. What do you get? You get double the speeds for 25% discount on the bronze, silver, gold, and diamond plans. And the welcome package, apart from the discounts and the double speeds, you also get a free router and zero installation fee. So if you're in Eldoret, you are in Baringo, you are in Mombasa, you're in Lamu, you get to enjoy all this, staying connected to reliable and fast home internet, whether you're gaming, you're watching videos, you're working online, or you just love high-speed web browsing. This is the deal for you. All you need to do is dial star 400 hash or visit my Safaricom app to get connected today. Feels good to be home with Safaricom Home Fiber.
Fantastic stuff. And speaking of the stuff that we look into, when you want to ask yourself the question, what is going on with your wealth and how are you making sure that you plan for the future? There's never a better time to take control of your financial future. Let's face it. So when we say now is your time for wealth, we're not just throwing around a tagline. We're being deliberate. We're being deliberate with our money, our goals, and our legacy. Standard Chartered Priority Banking offers a comprehensive approach to managing your finances, meeting both your current lifestyle needs and your future aspirations. Whether you're thinking about starting a portfolio or you're streamlining your assets, the advice is personalized, it's strategic, and it's tailored to get you where you are in life. And I get it. When you've worked so hard to build something, trust and security are a big issue. And you want to be sure that you can, that whatever you've worked hard for doesn't essentially fly out of the window. Security becomes everything. You want a partner who's not just competent but consistent, someone who protects what matters and helps you grow it. And that's what you get with Standard Chartered, a solid, trusted partner who understands wealth isn't just about money. It's about the people, values, and futures behind it. So what I need you to do today is email wealth.ke@sc.com to begin your journey, because your time is now. And this morning we get into a conversation as it's one that folks talk about all the time, and increasingly so, what you should do in terms of interventions. Joining us in the studio this morning for a conversation around bariatric surgery, which is an effective option for weight loss in Kenya, is Professor Almantas Malekas. He joins us this morning. Good morning, Professor.
Good morning, Jambo.
How are you doing?
Very good, thank you.
Well done. Karibu sana to the Situation Room. You're in the hot seat of the Situation Room this morning, and we're going to be looking into this bariatric surgery, which you're going to tell us all about. But before we do that, Dennis takes a trip around the continent every week. He comes back from a different African country and shares a proverb. We would like to hear your interpretation of that.
Great.
So, proverb today comes from Botswana, a beautiful country whose economy is fueled mostly by the diamonds from the mining sector in the country. But it also has incredible and interesting people there. We call the indigenous hunter and gatherers with a rich cultural heritage, especially known for their Click language. They're known as the San people or the Bushmen of Botswana. They also have iconic ancient trees that are part of Botswana's landscape and folklore. We're talking about the baobab trees in Botswana, which continues to make the landscape there look beautiful. But let's go straight to our proverb today. You cannot chase two antelopes at once. You cannot chase two antelopes at once. How would you interpret that?
Okay, yes. It's a good question. It's usually, when you are doing some job in your life, you are good only at one thing. So this is while, for instance, if I look at my life and like my career, so I am a high performance surgeon, and this is a little bit similar to high performance athlete. And what does it mean? You have to train a lot, you have to be focused. This is a lot of hand-eye coordination. So it becomes, the profession that I have becomes like your lifestyle. So you cannot chase anything else, for instance, in my life, than this my occupation. And I'm also a human being as everybody else. I have obligations to the family, I have emotions, I have, feelings, I have everything that makes us human being. But on the other side, this like surgeon, being a surgeon that is doing a lot of surgeries, gives a stamp on you that you have to live a certain life and you have to chase only one antelope.
One antelope. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. So let's get into our conversation this morning, and we are looking into bariatric surgery, which I'm sure you have all the bells and whistles in terms of then sharing definitions for us. Conversations that we've had in the past, but obviously it is a thing of the present. So you talked about yourself being a high-performance surgeon, but specifically for this, is that the kind of surgery that you are involved in when it comes to weight loss surgery?
Yes, this is my focus actually. I'm more a wider surgeon. I'm a general surgeon, but with a particular focus on bariatric surgery.
Okay.
And the bariatric surgery is something that is already done about 70 years, but it became very popular at the turn of the century. Why? It's about in the years 2000, because it started coming a new technology like keyhole surgery. And there started coming also a new technology like special devices, staplers, that enables us to do this surgery. So at that time I was a young surgeon, and I started being interested in bariatric surgery, and I have done my training and fellowships in Sweden. There was at that time in Sweden and Gothenburg, there was a very good place to be trained. Why? Because there was working one professor who was the first in Europe, second in the world, to do complex bariatric procedures in keyhole surgery. So when there, I stayed there, and I must say that I still work already 25 years there.
Okay.
And beside all this, I am a very international surgeon. I do surgeries, and I am a visiting consultant for bariatric surgery for Ministry of Health of United Arab Emirates, and I'm in Kenya already for 8 years. So this is a little bit how it's going and where my focus is.
Okay. What is bariatric surgery?
Bariatric surgery is the surgery that makes you lose the weight through reducing your stomach. But it's only a very mechanistic approach. I mean, when you're understanding, okay, we are coming in, we are cutting your stomach. But actually, with bariatric surgery, we change a lot. Why? Because our gut is in very close communication with our brain. I don't know if you know this, but the gut releases a lot of signals, and not less mechanical signals when we eat a lot and we get bloated. But it's also like hormones, that molecules that signal satiety, hunger sensation to our brain. And interestingly is that by doing bariatric surgery, we change anatomy and we increase the production of these molecules that are responsible for satiety and reduce the production of hormones that are for hunger sensation. So we get a balance, because if you talk about overweight or obesity, what you need to know that about 60 or 70% of obesity is in our genes. The rest is in our environment. And we understand that somehow we can try to manipulate our environment or change the environment, but to change the genes is extremely difficult. And when we have a patient or people who has overweight, that means they have, and research have found that they have a different balance of these hormones. They have hunger sensation more and less satiety. By doing a surgery, we change this, normalize. And even now, if you heard, guys, about injectable medications, all the world is going crazy, yes, about injectable. It's Mounjaro, Ozempic, whatever. And these medications are also the medications that reproduce these molecules, these hormones from the gut. So you do injections, but when we do surgery, we create the situation where as soon as you eat food, your own bowel produces natural hormones, not injectable, but natural hormones. So this is a difference.
Okay.
I'm just curious. There's a lot to unpack from what you've just said. So my understanding is you say there are two hormones. So there's what then makes you feel hungry. So are there people who have more of that where, you know, even after eating a meal, 30 minutes later, they are hungry? I know people, Aseto will eat, and after 30 minutes, he wants to eat again, for example. And after 45 minutes, he wants to eat again. Does that then mean that he has more of those hormones that then cause hunger faster than anybody else?
Yes. We have to go, even deeper. You know, there are two different types of the hunger. There is physical hunger and it's emotional hunger. And when we are talking about physical hunger, we are talking about these molecules. Yes, and not only these molecules, we are talking about the sugar. Sugar is a very powerful system that drives your hunger sensation. Why? Because our brain works on sugar. This is the only fuel that our brain has is sugar. So that means that as soon as the sugar in our body or in the blood decreases, the brain starts sending the signals, please look for the food. But in the gut, as I said, there are separate hormones. There is some called ghrelin. This is a hunger hormone that also regulates, but this is already from the stomach part. When you eat, it decreases. But there is also emotional hunger. And this is, the most difficult to control. Because here you have to work with your emotions. And for instance, when we are talking, we settle the clinic here, and why we settle the clinic, why we need a multidisciplinary team, a lot of people around, not only the surgeon, because we need also some psychologists to change the behavior of the people, to help them to understand what drives their emotional hunger, not only physical hunger, but emotional hunger. And also, maybe all of you guys know also that when you're tired, you want to eat, yes? You are, and this is also because you do not get that good control, because you start not feeling your hunger, not feeling these signals that are coming, but you are concentrated on your emotions, and the emotions is driving your hunger.
So one would ask the question, for a very long time when it comes to dealing with weight loss, easiest thing that one would say is check your diet, go exercise, but then again, here's a question where now we are dealing with the weight in a medical manner, so we're talking about dealing with these through surgery and whatnot. So what's the difference? Why would I lean more towards you as opposed to, say, diet and exercise?
Yes, it's very good because you must lean towards diet and exercise. But the problem with this is that it does not help that much. We can ask the question why, because we started already our discussion with this, that is like most of the overweight is in the genes. And it's not that easy to change your genes. So when you go on the diet and when you go on physical exercise, the problem is not about losing the weight. The problem is about maintaining your lost weight, because it's everybody can lose the weight, but to maintain the lost weight is the most difficult part. And for instance, if we are looking at weight loss surgery, by doing a small stomach, you feel full faster, physically. And then we're changing all these hormones that communicate to your brain. So we're changing, your satiety and hunger sensation. So this actually right now, the surgery is the main solution for the long term. Because even after surgery, you may regain weight. There is a problem also. But then there is a different option. Because before the surgery, people have a bigger stomach. They can eat more. After surgery, they cannot eat more. But at certain point, when we are talking about emotions or whatever, at certain point, some of them, they start snacking a lot. We cannot make a stomach smaller than the nut. And if somebody is sitting, during the evening, watching TV, taking some salted nuts, so they can eat and get pretty a lot of calories. But back to the question, why physical activity and diet does not work, or how we know that it does not work. I think you guys, from your personal experience now, I know that for me also, as for high-performing surgeon, I keep my lifestyle, I'm training, I'm running every day like 6 kilometers, but I know that even I'm exercising a lot. If I come back and I will take 100 grams of nuts, this is 600 kilocalories. Or my running calories that I spend, 400 calories running 6 or 8 kilometers, is gone. So nowadays, the food is that available that is not that easy to maintain the balance. Earlier, people were working a lot to make the food. And they had to eat a lot, and they were working a lot, they're spending a lot. But now this balance is gone. Nowadays, people are spending about 2,000 kilocalories. But you can eat a lot. You can get a lot of calories.
Okay. Is this altering of natural structure? And is there any damage to your natural system that could come about as a result of the surgery? Because you talked about you're reducing the size of the stomach, so it's not a staple that you can remove later. Are you cutting out part of the stomach completely?
There are different surgeries, yes, but there are two most modern surgeries that I've done. One is called gastric sleeve, where you are cutting the stomach, you're leaving like 100 milliliters stomach like a tube, like a sleeve, and you're taking out that part of the stomach. But there is also other type, very popular also, that called gastric bypass, where you are cutting and creating small stomach, from the big stomach. So you're not throwing out your stomach. But I agree completely that we alter the system. We alter, and by doing this, we change. There is, for instance, what is needed after bariatric surgery. We need additionally supplements like microelements, calcium or iron, and we need vitamins. So that means that, like, whatever you do in your life, you have to look after yourself. And bariatric surgery is not an exclusion here. If you get this surgery, so you have to follow recommendations and to get a follow-up, and this is what we are providing also. Providing, for the long term, suggesting, giving some advices what has to be done.
So you're going to have to be on these supplements for the rest of time after having the surgery?
Yes, a lot of people like you are astonished about this and asking this question, but I say, look, when you get overweight or obesity, what are the diseases to follow? Can you answer me? What are the most common diseases that are in line with obesity?
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yes.
High blood pressure.
High blood pressure. What do you do for diabetes and high blood pressure?
Well, you have to be on medication for the rest of your life. Unless you turn around your
lifestyle, or you do a weight loss surgery. Because with the weight loss surgery, we treat these diseases. What does it mean? When we do a weight loss surgery, so about 60 to 70% of People who has diabetes or hypertension, they don't need to take medications. So you change your diabetes medications, hypertension medications to the vitamins. Is it good or bad?
Okay. So who is an ideal candidate for this bariatric surgery?
Yes, ideal is a good word, because we have formal criteria for the people to fulfill. Because when somebody is coming and says, please do a bariatric surgery for me, I would say that we are looking for the risk and benefits of this surgery, yes? And here we have been talking about long-term risk that people has to take some supplementation and so on, but the health benefits are much more. You can prolong your life, like by 3 years and 20 years after bariatric surgery, you get more health and you get also more quality of life or better quality of life. So looking at formal criteria, we have like body mass index. Body mass index is something that you estimate by your weight divided by height in square meters. And this body mass index, if body mass index is above 40, is recommended already bariatric surgery. If your body mass index is between 35 and 40, it's recommended when you have already the diseases that we mentioned together that are following the bariatric surgery. And these diseases are not only hypertension or diabetes, it's also like fertility problems for young women, polycystic ovary syndrome. This is also different joint problems and sleep apnea. It's a lot of other diseases that are together. So these are formal criteria. But what is an ideal candidate is an ideal candidate that wants this surgery and fulfills the criteria.
So one would look at you setting up a clinic in Nairobi, and one thing that rushes into one's mind is the problem that bad. So the question is, why set up in Nairobi? Is there a greater need in Nairobi, to speak?
Yes, I mean, Nairobi is a growing city and it's a developing city, and this problem is growing. I mean, everywhere. Kenya is not an exclusion. If you look on the worldwide scale, why? Because of the lifestyle, modern lifestyle that we mentioned, that people are not exercising that much. The calories are very affordable, and also, everything that we do, it has changed. So Kenya is the same. But why we started here? I think it's also that Nairobi is a place. This is like a hub for healthcare advancement in the whole region of the Africa, and Kenyans are very innovative people and they accept innovation. But this one but Kenyans are not something different from else of the world. Why? Because I must mention here, obesity, also people feel that obesity, there is some stigma about obesity. People don't want to speak. They're shy about this. And this I see is something that we had in Western world like 20, 25 years ago. Now there is a lot of change. People in the Western world are talking openly. They're doing surgeries. They're encouraging their relatives, their friends to do surgeries. But still here, we have to go further on and to show that this is a good way of treatment. And I think this is a challenge, but this is an opportunity. And this is, I think, an ideal place in Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, to do a clinic and to do such a work.
All right, let's take a break at this point. We'll come back and look at some more details around this, and then probably now go into the actual surgery, and then coming out of it, on the other side of it, then what actually it means for candidates who then go through it. We're talking bariatric surgery, effective options for weight loss in Kenya. Professor Almantas Malekas is a founder and head of surgery at the North Weight Loss Clinic. He's here with us this hour. We'll come back at 28 minutes to 8 o'clock. We'll come back and discuss more after this.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
And it is Senegal who claim the title as Gandusi.
Africa's biggest football stage is here, and we are breaking it all down.
Algeria defeated on home soil. And
19 African nations, one continental battle. Chan 24 is more than just football. It's heart, hustle, and homegrown heroes. Every night, our expert panel brings you the stories behind the scores.
Who's winning Stemi?
Tanzania has never won a match.
Tactical breakdowns, standard players, and everything you didn't see on the pitch.
Are we ready to command all the departments starting from the defense?
From underdog surprises to powerhouse performances, we've got it covered. Tune in every Monday to Friday from 10 to 11 p.m. for Chan 24, the analysis show, only on KTN.
For it to grow, or what do you need to make sure that the plant grows healthy?
With hydroponics, rather with this kind of system, you only need the hydroponic nutrients. Under very rare circumstances, will you need pesticides? And that is if you have done this system in an area surrounded by other crops that are affected with some pests. That's when there are going to be chances of these, being attacked by some pests. But in case it is just in an isolated space, the way ours is, you don't need pesticides, you don't need to spray anything on it. You only need hydroponic nutrients that you mixed in this reservoir and the water.
It is recycled back.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This book is called Are You the Pilot? B, C, D, E, F, G. Meet number 11. Popo, I'm ahead of you. Kimasomo, Tukorada.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Not tried some other treatment methods, so this is a must. Why? Because this is an important step in somebody's life who is going for a surgery. They are changing, as we were talking, they're changing not only anatomy, they have to change their lifestyle, they have to adapt. And this is very important that you have shown your motivation. Why? Because if you are just jumping into bariatric surgery without any preparation, it could be very difficult. Very difficult. Why? Okay, let's see a little bit what has to be changed after weight loss surgery. Some people think that it's really very dramatic, but I would not say that much. But still, you have to follow certain nutritional recommendations. Why? Because when you are losing your weight, you're losing not only the fat tissue, you're losing the muscles. And this is about maybe 20% or 15% of all lost weight is the muscle mass. And now imagine when I said that bariatric surgery is recommended for somebody who has body mass index 40. So that means that person has about 50 kgs over normal. And they are losing with weight loss surgery about 70 to 80% of excess weight. So in this situation, they're losing about 40 kgs. From these 40 kgs, we say that maybe about 6 to 8 kgs is a muscle mass. So that's why it's very important that people shift after weight loss surgery in their diet. They shift more to proteins and exclude more the carbs and do training. So we are also providing all these support, after the surgery for nutrition. But I want just to say one thing, because a lot of people who maybe would like to go for bariatric surgery, they are afraid about the lifestyle changes. And I hear this question from the people who say, look, if I will do a bariatric surgery and I want to eat as much as I want to eat now, how I will feel then, and will it be possible for me to go through this? But I always say that the same as we started talking in this program, that we are changing. We're changing some gut hormones, we're changing perception and so on. So by doing this surgery, the people are going through a transition, but this transition is by the help of professionals. It's not that a big deal. It's rather easy to go through, but you have to have a follow-up, and you have to have, advices.
Okay.
Prof, my question will sound like a very layman question. I'm just trying to picture somebody who is obese. And a lot of times the issues are also beyond stomach. So you've got a lot of fat around the stomach area. So my understanding is the procedure then is to reduce the size of the stomach. Then what happens to the fat layer? And what happens to the fat on the arms, for example, or the neck area, or the thigh, leg area? What happens to the rest of the body once you've reduced the size of the stomach?
Yes, when we are reducing the size of the stomach, you're losing the weight, but you are losing the weight slower. It's not like very dramatic, like you lose within 1 or 2 months all the weight. After surgery, you are losing like the weight in about 1 year. So that means that your body adapts. So what's happening to the fat? It melts down. It melts down slowly. It's disappearing. And especially the fat that is inside the belly, because, for instance, ladies, they have most of the fat under the skin, but males, they have most of the fat inside the belly, and the belly fat is the most dangerous. This related to diabetes, hypertension, and so on. So by doing surgery, it melts down.
Repeat that again.
Yes.
You're saying the fat in the women is under the skin?
Under the skin, subcutaneous so-called, under the skin. But in males, this under your muscles, inside your stomach. So this is a different situation. Because when you see somebody, the male, that has a huge belly, their abdominal wall is rather thin, and the muscles is thin. Everything else is inside your belly.
So then it's difficult to lose that fat.
If you're losing, if you're losing weight, it's not that difficult to lose. But this fat is more dangerous. It's causing the fat inside your stomach is more dangerous for your health. For diabetes, for hypertension, for fat problems like fat cholesterol in your blood and so on. So this creates more problems to you.
And so how quickly does one then get into a training, into training after somebody's done the surgery?
This is good with modern technology. When we are doing this surgery with the keyholes, that is 5 small keyholes. So already 2 hours after surgery, you stand up.
Sorry, explain, what are 5 keyholes?
Keyholes, this is like 1 centimeter small incision in your belly.
Small incision in the belly.
5 small incisions. And we are going with a special camera inside the belly. We inflate, put some CO2 gas and we have a camera. So on the screen, we see the organs inside. And then we are coming with the long instruments, and we are working inside through the distance.
Okay.
We are not touching directly.
It's not invasive.
This minimally invasive. Everything is invasive. But
we are not cutting the stomach.
No, we are not opening your stomach. So we are going to go through a small. What this makes that people recover faster.
Okay.
I mean, 2 hours after you are standing, 2 days after you go home, and you start walking already. Like next morning, doing even exercises in the gym. You can start after 4-5 weeks. Why not earlier? Okay, you can do light exercises even earlier, but earlier you are a little bit more tired. Why? Because first 1 month you are on special diet, and this diet is like mashed food, everything for
the whole month?
For the whole month.
Okay.
It's like from 4 to 6 months, baby. There's everything mashed, everything pureed. Why? You have to allow your body and stomach to adjust to a new situation. And then you're going to a more normal diet, but chewing well. And this makes that first 1 month you're losing more weight, you are more tired. So that's why you are starting with slow exercises, with not that much of like on your body. And then you are doing already from the 4th, 5th week, you can go even to the gym and gradually make more.
And then you can eat your
strenuous.
solids.
You can start eating solids, but you have to chew well.
Why is that important?
Because your stomach is small. If you start following a big bite, your eyes will pop up.
So you know ugali,
it will
right?
be stuck.
You know ugali?
Yes.
You know ugali. Have you eaten ugali?
Yes.
So if I'm used to eating half a plate of ugali before the surgery, Asato does at times, and half a plate of ugali, then nyama choma, another half after the surgery.
And then you forgot to say that you are taking some dessert. Yeah.
Oh, dessert? No, do you take dessert
Avocado.
after ugali?
Avocado.
Avocado is a dessert.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Avocado ice cream.
Avocado ice cream.
And so after the surgery, this is before the surgery.
Yes.
That's what Aseto does. Then after Aseto goes through this surgery, that's 80% of his stomach, for example, gone.
Yes.
So the quantity on the plate then will be automatically reduce.
Yes, it will be about, if you imagine, the normal portion will be somewhere about 200 grams.
Total?
Total.
200 grams?
That's
200
like
grams.
this.
Yes.
And that's
No,
that's
like two.
It's like
Two of my fists.
2 fists, yes.
So sorry about that ugali.
Aseto, so ni kaugali. Let me
Yeah,
speak to you
but-
in Swahili. Ni kaugali kadogo.
Na nyama
Na
nyingi.
kanyama.
Mboga.
Mboga. Na tunyama tutatu. So that's for the rest of your life.
Yes. It's unless you eat very slow and the whole evening. But this is not recommended. After surgery, it's recommended to eat in portions. Yes? Not to start eating like snacking all the time. So
You can't do that, can you?
snack?
You
Or-
can't because now there's no space.
There's no space.
Yeah,
I would
but-
imagine if you've had this meal of 200 grams,
Yes.
how long does that mean? What's the normal digestion process?
No, but this is what you need to know. When you have a stomach now, so you eat, the food hangs in the stomach. But when you have reduced stomach, as soon as you eat, food empties very fast into the bowel. That's why you are getting also satiety faster, because the food reaches bowel faster.
Okay.
And from the bowel, signals goes to the brain. So that means that you can eat about 200 grams. But after 200 grams, you will be full. But it depends what you eat. If you eat like pasta, rice, or whatever, like carbohydrates, so after a few hours, you may be hungry again. So that's why it's recommended more to eat proteins after the surgery, like meat, fish, chicken, and vegetables, just to be away from snacks and to reduce processed food.
Okay.
Yes. So, Doc, when you talk about all this, there is the aspect of your body was used to a certain, living a certain way. Here's a question where you've reduced my stomach now. The body has to adjust to that and all that. So how long does it take for me to feel comfortable in this new stomach and body, because then my ugali has reduced and everything has gone down.
But when we are talking about ugali and reduction, we are talking about emotional hunger. Yes, we are not talking about physical. We are changing your physical situation. But the physical situation does, when you have a small stomach, you have eaten 200 grams, and it's maybe equal to 2 kilograms of ugali now. So do you guys eat 2,000 grams of ugali?
Some people, you'd be surprised.
You're surprised.
Yeah, I know. I know. But this is not a common thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a common practice that you always eat a lot and then you feel a lot of discomfort, because we still are living our lives. We need to live, we need to work and so on. We need to be in a good shape. So this is what we are talking about, that we should live not for eating. We should eat for living.
For living. Okay, I want to go back to this because you talked about, what you do after the surgery. One would imagine that you do the surgery up and about and you go back to normal. You're not. You said 4 to 6 months, or did you say 4 to 6 weeks of this mashed food?
Yes, this is baby.
A baby, like the puree.
Yes,
right?
But you give puree like you would give to a baby from 4 to 6 months. But you are giving this for 4 weeks.
Okay,
yes?
it's weeks.
Weeks.
Okay.
It's 1 month transition period. Yes, after 1 month, you're going to a more normal diet, chewing well and so on.
Okay.
But that 1 month, you have to eat like a baby. Yes, this is, and slowly, and mashed food.
So you're training yourself essentially to eat again.
Yes, and adapting your mind
Okay.
yes, to a new behavior.
Okay, so does one then need to go into keto diets, carnivore diets, and follow all these diets that we read about after that surgery, months or weeks later? Is there a point of going that direction?
It's good. I mean, in itself, the word diet gives to us a bad emotion, yes, that's being on the diet. But I think we need to look a different way as saying the healthy eating habits, yes? Because, somebody who is eating 2,000 grams of ugali, maybe when you say to them how to eat, they will say this is a diet. But for somebody else, this is a healthy eating habit. So we are going actually back to a more, yes, we can say this is a kind of keto diet, that you are taking more proteins. But why keto diet works? Because the protein gives us satiety. Carbohydrates, especially light carbohydrates like sugars, it does not give us. It gives us more hunger sensation after 2-3 hours, and we want to eat more and to snack more. But the protein gives us more satiety.
Okay. So how much weight do you lose? You've got your stomach taken, 80% of the thing is gone. You start to eat like a baby for 4 to 6 weeks. And then you start to eat 200 grams. And this is kind of like the standard for everybody, isn't it? So then how much weight are you losing and after how long? And what do you see? Is it drastic?
It's first 1 month, you lose more. This could be like from 8 to 12 kilograms. But again, we are talking about the person who fulfilled the criteria for weight loss surgery. And we're talking about somebody who has body mass index of 40, and that means in excess of 50 or 60 kilograms above normal, yes? So this first 1 month, they're losing from 8 to 12 kilograms. Then it slows down. Then people monthly losing from 3 to 5 kilograms, and totally they lose from 60 kilograms, they lose about 80% of excess weight. And this is about 48 to 50 kilograms. They're not losing over 1 year.
Okay.
They're not losing everything. And when somebody is saying, okay, and I heard this, people are saying, look, he lost too much weight, does not look healthy, and he has done a weight loss surgery. So this is what we need to understand, that these are exceptional cases, because there could be different situations. But in majority, people lose slowly, so they adapt and they look quite healthy.
Okay. So are you then in a constant state of weight loss? because you would imagine that, let's say this is an adult female, adult male, and that this has been a lifestyle for 10 or so years. And so you have an intervention which stops essentially. So here, are we getting to a point whereby you have lost the weight? Do you keep losing weight, or do you stop weight gain?
Yes, you stop weight loss because your body starts balancing. And I say you are not losing everything, like not all your overweight. You are still plus, maybe 10 to 15 kilograms plus. And this is not the goal with weight loss surgery, that you should lose everything. So you are still plus, and the body balances. And then there is, again, 3 to 4 years. This is like golden age of weight loss surgery. What does it mean? You balance your body, and whatever you eat, you are at the same level of the weight. But if you don't change your eating habits and lifestyle, after 4, 5, or 6 years, you can start regaining the weight.
How do you do that if your stomach still remains at 20% of its...
Snacking by berries, nuts, chocolate, milk products like cheddar cheese, biscuits. So
no, I mean, how would you go back if you've already removed 80% of the stomach? Right?
You mean how you go back by regaining the weight?
Yes. How do you regain the weight?
By snacking. By small calorie-dense snacks. Because, your stomach is small, but the snack is smaller than your stomach. Berry, like grapes, they have a lot of calories. Nuts are the most calorie-dense product on earth. That has 100 grams of nuts, 600 kilocalories. Then you have chocolate. That also, when we are hungry, we want to reward yourself. You're taking some chocolate. Then there is a cheddar cheese, concentrated in calories, biscuits. And when you start coming back home, when you come back home tired and so on, you want to please yourself and you sit at the TV and you start snacking, you can snack a lot, even through the small stomach. And this is, again, emotional eating.
So here's a question where I've come to your clinic, I've gone through the surgery, I've lost the weight, I've started gaining it. But then again, how long do I keep on being in contact with you, and how long will that take for me to be given a clean bill of health? Is it a forever thing, or is there a period within which we are in contact to ensure that my journey is successful?
Yes, this is usually what we do, or what is the follow-up of the patients after surgery. That first 1 month we meet like 3 times, one time at 1 month, 6 months, and 12 months. Then we meet yearly, and then we meet every 5 years. So why is important this first 5 years? We as a clinic must help you to create your healthy eating habits. And we are looking for the weight loss. And we are looking if there is any problems, could be problems or some with weight loss surgery that we need to correct. If somebody is losing too much, we are advising how to go to a more normal diet, how to take more proteins and so on. So this is a process that needs to be done to get the best possible outcome from this surgery.
We can't have this conversation without also looking at, the risks. And I'm curious, what are the risks that are involved in bariatric surgery, and how does your clinic, Nod's clinic, then help somebody in their weight loss journey?
Yes, everywhere. And when we are talking about the surgery, we need to understand that every surgery has some risk. I mean, even if you cut your finger, it could be some bleeding, it could be some infection. I mean, with the surgery, the same. But what I want to say also really very clear, that with the modern technology that we were talking with minimal invasive surgery, with technology that called mechanical devices, staplers that cut and make mechanical sutures on your stomach and so on, that all this, what we use, we can reduce the risk of surgical complications significantly. And this is at the level, bariatric surgery is rather complex surgery, but in experienced hands, and that's why what the nurse is providing experience of more than 15,000 surgeries. And in experienced hands, you can go to the comparable risks as with other surgeries like, for instance, taking out the gallbladder, cholecystectomy, or doing a hernia surgery. So weight loss surgery at the similar level of the risks. And then what we provide also, we provide extremely skillful team of surgeons that even if there is some risk or complication, we fix it. So this is, I think this is a rather unique attitude that we are providing. I mean, it's know-how of a huge amount of operations that we are bringing already, like when 25 years ago in Europe and in the world, this bariatric surgery have started. So when we started then, we had much more less experience. When we start now in Kenya with that experience that we gained 25 years, so we are coming with a safe approach and safe surgeries.
So are people picking this up more and more in Kenya? Obviously, establishment of a clinic in Kenya. Do you find more and more people coming to inquire how they can get this done?
Yes, absolutely. This is a very growing interest. And I think this is what we have to do also with conversation today to show for the people that this is the right way to go if you have this problem. Yes, there are certain conditions that also you gain health, you gain more of the quality of life. And not the least, you gain more years of your life.
Okay. I mean, it's always interesting to hear how all of this can work out and what it can actually do for your body. Healthy lifestyle is essentially what everybody is aiming for, one would imagine. And so finally, in just a few seconds, what would you contribute? A healthy eating? Would you still advocate to healthy, clean eating even through or before this?
For sure. I mean, it's even before. I mean, guys, always when we are talking about the diseases, it's better to prevent the disease than to treat the disease.
Absolutely.
So for sure. So everybody, I would say, exercise more, eat healthy. But if you already got the disease, you have to treat. And please look at the treatment methods that are most effective. And currently, bariatric surgery is the most effective treatment.
Professor Almantas Malekas is the founder and head of surgery at Nord's Weight Loss Clinic. We've been talking bariatric surgery this morning as an alternative to an effective option for weight loss. Thank you for being here in the Situation Room this morning. Asante Sana. Looking forward to more conversations. Good morning at 8 a.m.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
In a fast-paced world, your